Have we started?
We've started, Paul. Lovely. Tortilla chips, chocolate lasagna.
And that's just for lunch.
Those are a few of my favourite things. I've just got food on the brain at the moment and I don't know why.
Mostly because you're hungry.
We just had lunch.
I know, but with it being a bit colder than normal, you eat more.
I just want to eat. No, I do.
And there's me measuring portions. Yeah.
It's a problem. Anyway, let's get on with the show.
You've just had tortilla.
I know. And I love them.
And you had your nuts before that.
Let's carry on.
Yeah.
Welcome, bloody welcome. Thank you for tuning in yet again to another episode of
Sunday Chat.
Yes, it's the show that keeps on giving.
Week by week.
And remember, if you want it all, don't watch crappy YouTube channels. Watch Richard and Paul.
Oh, dearie me.
So welcome. Thank you for snuggling up on the sofa with us here in London. Cold and wet London.
It's sunny at the moment.
It's sunny now.
Yeah.
But it wasn't earlier.
It wasn't, no.
No, it wasn't.
No.
It was bloody wet.
It was picing down. It was absolutely picing down. It was supposed to be really, really bad weather yesterday, but it wasn't, was it? No.
Anyway, let's kick off the show with Rich and Paul's weather report. So, what's the week been like weather-wise? We've been quite lucky.
We have.
Quite lucky here in London because Storm Babet grazed the southeast.
Yeah.
Just grazed us. So we had some rain, some wind, but nothing like what other people have had.
No,
and our
nothing like
heart
Scotland.
does. As I said in my vlog, our hearts go out to anybody who's affected by it because it was bloody awful. I mean, that's just a bloody nightmare, isn't it?
Flooding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a nightmare. And actually, funnily enough, we went out this morning for a coffee to meet the people that connected with Paul last year from Guernsey.
This year.
Was it this year?
It was this year. It was earlier this year.
Earlier this year. And who we stayed with in Guernsey earlier this year. We went for a coffee with them because they were visiting their son and family in Hanwell. So we popped to see them, and they live on a street whose gardens meet the river. Yeah. And their lower terrace in their garden was flooded earlier this week with the river, basically. So, yeah, I mean, that's stressful.
Well, it is, and I mean their home is sort of well above that level.
Yeah.
But of course, many people, the flood defences that have been put in just haven't been adequate enough. They've been fine for previous years, but they're no longer fit for purpose because of the climate crisis we're going through.
Yeah.
So, and in the middle of, and it's not going to get that much better that much sooner unless we make major changes. And if we don't make major changes, it'll only get worse.
I mean, the thing that really strikes home is when you see the stories of these very old towns and villages. Oh, this village has been here for 300 years, nothing's going to happen. And then you see the week later,
it's 4 foot of water.
It's been completely destroyed. So, it kind of goes to show that things are changing.
Yeah.
I
mean, quite a lot of areas of the UK are low-lying. You know? So some of them are below sea level. So Weymouth, there's a sea defence wall in Weymouth, which basically when the sea comes in, the wall is high enough to keep the sea away. but water still seeps, and they have a sort of wildlife area there. Same as in Guernsey. At Lere there's a big wildlife area that Mum always wanted tidied up, and it's always wet because the sea level is so high at that point.
Yeah.
And it's quite low lying.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they say by 2050 the barriers of the Thames of London, it's going to have to be much, much larger than they are
Well,
now.
there are plenty of areas in the UK that are prone to coastal erosion. I mean, look at Norfolk.
Yeah.
There's been a few villages over the years that have been there for hundreds of years that are no longer there.
And houses
that have just
have a fabulous
fallen.
view on a cliff.
Yeah.
They're being sort of...
They're gone
Yeah.
now. Gone. Swept away. It's
So, yeah.
very sad.
It's hugely concerning.
Mm.
And of course our government in the UK is doing little.
Anyway, this is not a political show.
No, it's
so
not.
we don't tend to go into political issues too deeply.
No, you don't.
No, because we like to keep things light.
Light and fluffy.
Light and fluffy like a beautiful Victoria sponge cake.
Yeah. But of course most governments around the world are useless when it comes to climate change and climate crisis.
Anyway.
But there we are.
Light and fluffy like a sponge cake. I've never seen a sponge cake that does that.
No, that was
but
light
hey.
and fluffy. Light and fluffy. It reminded me of that actress that was in Mrs. Sidhu eating that cake
Yes.
yesterday.
More about Mrs. Sidhu later. Yeah. Oh.
Weather.
We've done the weather.
Well,
We've just done
we
it.
talked about the weather. So it's
Wet,
been mild.
changeable, windy.
It's been mild, and it's not been as cold as it has. I think it's going to get cooler when we get into November. The nighttime temperatures are going to fall again. But of course, that's what normally
That's expected.
happens.
It's November.
Yeah.
November.
Yeah. So we're like a third of the way through October now, and I think October's going to turn out to be milder than normal. I'm sure it will do.
Well, I think generally it has been mild. We had that cold snap.
Yeah, a few nights.
And it's not warm today. It might be warm in the sun, but it's certainly not warm in the house.
I'm thoroughly warm enough.
Well, we know why. I'm on the cool side, which is why I'm wearing my new hand warmers.
Yeah, they arrived this week as well.
Well, I've shown
Were they the ones in a funny bubble wrap?
I've shown the people my
there we are.
purchases. We also,
Where have you shown them?
on my vlog,
But you haven't shown that yet.
that's coming up.
Yeah.
Coming up on Richard and Paul.
So you will have seen it.
You
Yeah.
will see them.
Yeah.
I need them. My cashmere ones have been eaten by moths. They're covered in holes.
I think I was reading the
Moth
other day.
larvae.
I was reading the other day
Aye.
about a thermostat. Thermostat, what was it? Thermostat anger management or something. About couples who one puts the heating up and the other puts the heating down. And you keep on saying to me, have you put the heating down? I go, no, I haven't.
Well, I think you have.
Well, I have yesterday. I did.
And I think you've also reduced the hot water thermostat.
Oh, no,
as
I
well.
haven't.
Well, the water
haven't.
wasn't that hot this morning.
But I had a complete... I used all the hot water yesterday, didn't I? Because I had a bath. But even the
hot
bath
water
I
comes
had...
on in the morning, though.
I know, but maybe it needs to be on for longer to...
Well, I think it's adequate.
Well, fine, stop moaning about it then.
Anyway.
So
yes,
it's sunny now.
Changeable week.
It's sunny
Changeable.
now.
It is sunny now. I agree with you, Paul.
Yeah.
We are agreed.
We've got some agreement on the
Thank you
sofa.
very much.
Yeah.
Now, Paul, we'll have no more talk about the weather. We've moved on now, done that. Thank you. Your legs feel soft, Paul. Anyway.
I think bathing does help. I think I think so. Make sure I sort of scrub my legs and things.
Good.
So,
Anyway, let's move on
so
now.
you've got quite hairy legs, aren't they?
Yeah, or people don't want to see your hairy hobbit legs, Paul.
I think I've got quite nice legs now. Now I've lost a little bit of weight.
They're okay.
Your thighs are lovely, aren't they?
Are they?
Yeah, he's got like Bruce Almighty thighs. You know the cover artwork for the film Bruce Almighty. Your thighs are sort of like that.
Are they?
Yeah. Maybe you should show people your thighs.
No, that's not going to happen.
If you want to see Richard's thighs, let us know.
No, that's just not going to happen. So anywho, let's move on with the show. So we're celebrating being awarded a badge by Facebook this week as a top rising creator.
Yes.
I mean, I posted it on Facebook because I thought it was quite fun.
Yeah, yeah.
But I really don't know what it means.
No, absolutely.
Because
Barbie Younger got one as well. She posted that.
Because we've not done anything different on Facebook than we normally would.
No, and Vivi didn't get one.
And
did she? No.
Well, I think Vivi's got more followers on Facebook than we have.
Oh, I know.
But
it's just sort of, it's random.
It's very random. And it kind of is quite nice to kind of receive something, isn't it always?
Well, yeah, if it has any meaning to it, then yes. You know, but if it's meaningless, if it's something that has just been conjured up by a marketing team to make people feel more loved, then maybe it's useless.
I think it's about traffic. I think it's about engagement.
Right.
That's what I think it's about. And I think the act of receiving the message and then saying, why not post this as a celebration, actually causes more engagement to happen, doesn't it? Because people then like that post.
Well, yes, but you know,
and engage with it.
A fluffy cat, and people will like that post as well, won't they?
That's not the point.
What is your point?
The point is, it perpetuates engagement.
Yeah, it seems like a bit of a con to me. Yeah.
God, you just can't celebrate something nice, can you, Paul? This is why we can't have nice things.
You say that all the time.
Honestly,
dear.
just be grateful.
I'm very grateful that Facebook gave us a rising doodah bum
Even
bum.
though it doesn't mean anything.
Even though it means nothing.
A rising doodah bum bum?
Bum bum, yeah.
A bun bun or a bum bum?
A bum bum, I wouldn't say bum.
Bum bum tits and willies. Anyway. So yes, that's it.
So goodbye.
Yes,
thank you
that's
very
it
much
for
for
a quick
watching.
Sunday chat. No, not really.
Yeah.
So,
have you got a list? Oh dear.
I have got a list, but Paul, how was your working week this week, love? How was it?
It was really odd this week.
Why don't you tell the people about it?
I feel as though it's been a bit of a not no man's land week. Limbo, yeah, a bit of a limbo.
Do you remember
week.
limbo dancing?
I do. I was thinking
Under
about
the pole.
Yeah, and they used to lower the pole and they would do that.
I used to like that. I wasn't very good at it, but I used to like it because I was tall, you see, so I couldn't get that low. Although I think I could probably get lower than you.
I'm sure you could. I think with my sort of top heaviness, I think if I tried to limbo, I'd just fall flat on my back, basically. Yeah. I think we used to do it at school. We used to do it with the high jump things, didn't you? We used to do that at
You do
school.
with anything. You do with a broom pole.
No, but we used to do it at school with the high jump.
We used to do
pole
it at
and
parties.
things. Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that in the kitchen?
Along with spin the bottle. Remember spin the bottle?
I've never played spin the bottle. I only know spin the bottle really from Schitt's Creek.
Paul, you've never lived.
Clearly
Spin
I
the
haven't.
bottle.
No.
Alexa, please stop. Thank you.
It's a forfeit game, isn't it?
It's whatever you want it to be. The bottle is just a device to point at a person randomly.
And
So the game varies. It depends on what you want. It could be spin the bottle and do a turn.
right.
It could be spin the bottle and choose
Strip, spin the bottle.
truth or dare.
Strip, spin the bottle.
It could
Strip,
be
spin,
spin the bottle and
spin,
take
spin.
off a piece of clothing. Yeah, it could be anything you want it to be.
There we are. There we are.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway,
No, I've never
let's
played
move on.
that.
Limbo dancing, you've been in limbo, it's been a strange week. And back to Paul.
No, it just has been. It's been I don't know, it's just been a bit of an odd week. Things have got done, time has gone by, and it's now Saturday afternoon, Sunday for most of you watching this. Yeah, time has gone. How has your working week been, Richard?
Run VT.
Hi. It's Sunday afternoon and I've just got in. It's about, I don't know, 4:30, something like that. And I've just sat down having had a very full day in the garden. Admittedly, I didn't start till about 11. And I started with the front garden, mainly to tidy and remove the palm tree leaves. Here's a little tip. Don't have Cordyline australis palm trees in your garden because you will be continually picking up leaves that fall like spears from the treetops. Very annoying, and they form a sort of mat, a crisscrossed mat on your borders. Yeah, they're annoying. But anyway, so I did the front garden. Then Paul came home for lunch. We had lunch around 1:30, 2. Let lunch go down, and then I did the back garden, which again was more of the same, picking up the bloody palm tree leaves. God. And half a dead bird. And part of a half-eaten mouse. Yeah, the joys of having visiting cats in the garden. So I'm in my scruffy clothes. I've got my jogging pants on, which have seen better days, to be honest. They're not quite peekaboo pants just yet, but they're going on the knees, so I will have to buy some jogging pants at some point, because I like them because of the elasticated ankles. It means creepy crawlies can't crawl up your leg. Yeah, that's the other thing about this time of year. Lots of spiders around, although today there were fewer. And I think they went into hiding because of the cold weather. But yes, the back garden is now tidier than it was. I've cleaned the windows and also the window surrounds with a bit of white vinegar because they were covered again in spider poo. Yeah, spider poo, it's a thing. Yeah. So I need to have a bath and a shave and a hair wash because it's work tomorrow and I have to go in looking presentable, being a receptionist. So there you go. Toodle pip. Good evening, it's Monday evening. Back to work today. It was a busy day. Lots of phone calls, lots of stuff. But hey, that's work, isn't it? That's the nature of the beast. So yesterday I was really, really pleased to have done that gardening. And one of the things that I really noticed was how warm the house felt after I'd been outside for many, many hours. And I actually thought the heating had been on because it felt so warm. The contrast was absolutely lovely because the temperature has now really dropped. I think it's about 14 degrees in the house at the moment, and the lowest it dropped to last night was around 4. We had a slight frost on the rooftops, and it's really cool this evening. I've actually got the fan heater out to just take the chill off. I've turned it off at the moment because I'm filming, but if you run a fan heater on the low setting, with the thermostat turned right down, it's not too costly. It's about 35p an hour, which is not too bad to take the chill off. And Paul and I were talking about these little tiny personal heaters that you can get. I think they're called ceramic heaters. They've got a little fan in and a ceramic element. Paul's thinking of getting one for his for under his desk because it just heats the area around you. And when Paul's working from home, there's no sense in having the heating on, heating the whole house, when he's the one that just needs to be warmed because I'm at work in the warmth. And they run at, I think, about 500 watts, which is quite low for a heater. So we're thinking about getting one of those. They're quite inexpensive, and not too bad. These things are okay as long as you run them for a limited amount of time. And we don't like to have the central heating on all evening. Currently, I think it's only on for about an hour and a half or something. We may have it on for a little longer this evening because it really is chilly. But I do believe that it's going to warm up again. And there is a storm on the way. Storm Babet or something. Can't quite remember. I did read about it earlier. So yeah, that's going to bring wind and rain, apparently. Lovely. Winter has begun, and we're not even through autumn yet. How nice. I remember those mild autumns that we had a few years ago where we were still wearing t-shirts in November. I would like one of those again, because it seems at the moment, the past couple of years, it's started to get really cool in October. But there's time yet. There's time yet. Anything else to report? I don't think so. I'm actually going to go and put a jumper on in a minute and some thermals, I think, just so I'm toasty for this evening's chill out. Paul's doing dinner at the moment. Then he's got to pop out to feed a neighbour's cat. And then we'll be relaxing for the evening. So there you go. That's Monday. Done. And I'm only working 4 days this week. I have opted for Friday off, which is good. So I'm looking forward to a slightly longer weekend, which will be nice. So ta-ra for now. Ta-ra. Hi, it's Tuesday evening. It's been a funny day today, weather-wise, because it has been continuously windy all day, non-stop. All I've heard with the window open at work is the sound of trees. Citharism, I believe it's called. The sound of the wind in the leaves on the trees. Yeah, it's been constant. Really odd. I think it's the storm. Babet, is it? Or Babet, not sure. Which I think is sort of grazing the southeast. I believe there is rain on the way at some point, but no evidence of it as yet. But it's feeling quite chilly. Not as cold as it was the other night, but it is feeling chilly enough to have my hand warmers and my hoodie on. Paul is cooking dinner as usual. The working day has been okay. Not too busy today. I had to wait for a delivery of vaccines this afternoon because we're having our flu clinic for the staff tomorrow, our flu jab clinic. So I'll be getting my flu jab, which is great. It's so convenient that they do it for us at work because we're NHS. It's so much better than having to arrange it with the GP or go to a walk-in clinic, and it's very often during work time. And that can take an hour and a half out of your working day. So doing it on site in the workplace is great. And we have a fridge for medication. So the person came today to drop off the vaccines for one of our nurses to administer to the staff tomorrow. So they're safely secured in the fridge at work, along with a few goodies that we get given for having our vaccination, which is a bit odd. Yeah, we get given a chocolate bar and a pen and a stress ball. I know. They do some nice things for the staff, but I do very often think to myself, hang on a second, if every single trust is doing something like that, how much does that cost? And that's taxpayers' money. But it's a balance, isn't it, about keeping the staff happy and feeling as though they get a little bit of a perk, because working in social care and health, there aren't many perks at all, if any. So anyway, I'm waffling. Yeah, that's it really for today. Nothing else to report. Is there anything else to report? No. Bye for now. Doodle pip.
Good afternoon. It's Friday afternoon. Yes, I'm not working today. Hurrah! I opted to take the day off. And I can do that because my contracted hours are Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday mornings. So anything else is extra hours, extra money, yes. But this week I just thought, no, I really would like Friday off to do a few bits and pieces of housework. Then I can kind of have a relaxed weekend, blah, blah, blah. So I didn't do a daily vlog on Wednesday and Thursday. So let's have a little reflect back on those days. So Wednesday was flu jab day. So we're lucky to have them done on site. So on Tuesday I took delivery of the vaccine from somebody external to us. Those have to be refrigerated. So I took those in, and they give you like a sort of kit of stuff, and a nurse from our team then administered it on Thursday morning. So I had mine done in my right arm this time because I had the COVID done in my left arm last week, and believe it or not, it's still slightly sore. This one's fine. So Wednesday morning we had that done. I had mine done around 10 o'clock, and I didn't feel any particular ill effects. I felt a little bit tired and a little bit on Wednesday evening, but I'm pleased to say we get given goodies for having our flu jab at work. We get a flu buster stress ball, which is squishy and throwable. We get a pen, and we get a chocolate bar. Oh, where's the chocolate? I hear you say. This is me. Chocolate doesn't last very long, especially in the workplace. This was a white chocolate flavoured with caramel, so it's basically Caramac. Yeah, it didn't last very long. No. But yes, that's nice of them. The pen and the ball, well, it's plastic. I'm not sure why they do that. I think a chocolate bar or two would have been enough recompense. Anyway, so that was Wednesday. Yeah, it felt a bit tired and a little bit sniffly Wednesday evening. Thursday I was back in work. It was a busy day. And it's weird because I'm sure there was something I was going to say about Thursday. And I can't quite remember what it was. It has been a busy week, generally. There's been quite a lot going on at work. And also we're down in numbers of staff. There's quite a few staff off sick at the moment because we've come into that season where people are picking up stuff. And of course, a lot of our staff are clinicians. They're working in the community. So they do pick stuff up, 3 o'clock. So yeah, so Thursday was a busy day at work and I was feeling quite tired. But today is Friday. I've been busy this morning and I feel okay now. I feel quite bright and breezy today. And the grey skies have gone. Well, not completely. There's still quite a bit of cloud. And I think the worst of the storm is over. We only saw the edge of the storm. So the past couple of days we've had quite a lot of rain. But thank goodness, no flooding, unlike some people in the country who've had it really, really bad. So my heart goes out to those people. And if any of you were affected, I'm so sorry to hear that. It's awful. But we've been okay in London, certainly in this area. And of course the garden has benefited from the rain because it has been quite dry in general. And the sun is out this afternoon. It's quite golden looking out there now, which is lovely. We didn't really think about going out today at all because we had stuff to do around the house. This morning I've been busy. I've stripped the bed. I've taken the mattress off the bed so I can clean the bed frame properly because it gets quite dusty. Washing has been done. New bedding put on. I've put my winter quilt on. So I've got to put that all back shortly. Yeah, just busy doing stuff. And I just want to make sure the place is clean and tidy as we go into the weekend so we can relax. I think Paul's got quite a few things on this weekend. I've made a couple of purchases. Fingerless gloves. I needed them for winter, for work. And also I bought myself some cheaper hand warmers called Wristies. They're quite nice colour, aren't they? I normally have my cashmere ones that I wear, the blue ones that I made myself out of an old cashmere jumper because I wasn't prepared to spend £40 on cashmere wrist warmers. And the reason I get them is because I do get cold hands in the winter. And I find these really help. These are great. These are Thinsulate, so they're insulated fingerless gloves. And I've been wearing them and they're really quite good. I think I paid £13 for these, so not cheap, but cheaper than cashmere. Go figure. It's been quite an expensive month. I've had to buy quite a few things. I don't spend needlessly. I only buy stuff that we need. Believe it or not, I still have a little pot of money from the money that my dad gave me when he died. Well, didn't give it to me, it was passed on to me. So I'm still using that for purchases, but anyhow, so I'm going to get on with stuff this afternoon. Housework mainly, vacuuming, dusting and all of that. It's never done. Housework is never finished. So I'm going to get on with that now and say goodbye. And I will see you probably tomorrow morning. Bye for now. Toodle pip. Au revoir. So there you go. That's my week. It wasn't obviously a full week of vlogs.
Wasn't it?
No.
Why
because,
not?
Well, Wednesday evening I was feeling a bit...
Oh, right.
Thursday evening I was feeling
What
a bit...
about Monday and Tuesday?
I did Monday and Tuesday.
Oh right, okay, fine. I just don't know because So you did Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. Oh, well done. Well done.
I know. It took such an effort to do it, but I
Yeah.
could go on.
Yeah. Oh, so what I suppose I have to watch it then, do
No.
I, to know what happened?
Why would you want to watch my blog?
Well, I don't know what you've
I never
done.
watch yours.
No, I know you don't.
I don't have time.
Don't have time. Don't have time.
Anyway,
No.
let's move on. So, Paul, what are you doing this afternoon?
Yes, we have our AGM of the Allotment Association this afternoon. So I've been preparing that through the week. So I do a report, a written report.
Aren't you good?
Of what the year has been for the allotments. And obviously we have an agenda as well. We have minutes that get taken. We present our accounts, the year's accounts. And we think about what we could do in the year ahead, basically. So it's our AGM, and I hope that some of the new paddock people will turn up today. It would be really good to see new faces there. So
God, it sounds
fingers
weird
crossed.
that the new paddock people.
I said something about the little plot people, and I
That's
sort
even
of
more
meant
terrifying.
I meant children, because of course the plot holders that have taken up residence in the paddock,
Children.
quite a few are sort of younger couples who have young children.
Ooh.
So we have an increase in the number of children on the site, across the site.
Oh, how
Maybe
tiresome.
by about, well, I reckon we usually have maybe about 6 or 7 younger people. Now there's most probably about 18, something like that. So quite an increase. And of course we need to be concerned about brambles at eye height and things like that for them. So there's all that needs to be done.
Brambles at eye height.
But yeah.
Oh, please, this is
So
we used to come home covered in nettle stings, and we were told find a dock
I
leaf.
know. Yes,
find a
well,
dock
we
leaf.
do that. We do things like that.
I
but,
got caught in a bramble. Well, it was your fault.
So, what was I saying? So, yes, I referred to them as little plot people, but the person thought I was referring to plot holders who were quite short.
Or plot
which I can
holders with
understand
small
that.
plots.
Plot holders with small plots, yeah. But anyway, yeah, I referred to it and it confused people. So, well, one person. So yes, it's our AGM this afternoon, and it's usually it's also a time. AGMs for allotment associations are always quite interesting because sometimes people will raise questions which are quite obtuse or one hadn't expected, and you need to have an answer or think it through and sort of discuss it through and what's going to happen. It's a bit like last year. The burning issue came up, so should we be doing less burning on site than had been happening?
I thought you were going to be talking about cystitis for a minute then, Paul.
And we ended up having a survey about burning on the site, and that survey showed that people wanted less, so we now have less burning on the site, which is good. And of course we put in dead hedges and things like that, so people need to burn less anyway. But yeah, these sort of curveball questions can be answered, I was going to say.
Yeah, don't say anything out of turn because some of those little plot people might be watching.
No, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But it's always, and I don't like. I'm really a behind the scenes person.
Oh,
I'm not a. I don't like talking to large crowds of people, large groups of people. And throughout my career and my life, I've always been very much a behind the camera person. So being in front of the camera and being chair of an association like Social Farms and Gardens, which I was for 3 years, and this allotment association.
Been a challenge for you.
It has been a challenge. It has been a challenge
you went
because
on and did it.
I'm quite a shy person in many ways. So yeah. But I got on and did it, and of course, if I hadn't done, been in front of the camera doing Sunday chat week after week, then Richard would be whipping me. So, so I get on and do it. Yeah, I can go on. Yeah.
Well done, Paul.
Thank you, Richard.
No,
that means a lot.
I sincerely mean that. You've overcome the challenges of a Guernsey Hobbit person. And you've succeeded at your goal.
Well, I'm not sure if I've succeeded or not, but I've got on with it. Yeah, put it that way. Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, love being in front of the camera.
Yeah, you do.
I love talking to large groups of people.
Yeah, he does.
I do.
Yeah.
Because I was doing that from an early age.
I know you were. You were looking down on people from an early age, weren't you? Literally and metaphorically. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't look down on people.
Really?
Actually, I do know how it feels to be a smaller person. No, I do, sincerely. When I'm in reception, very often I'm sat down talking to people. And if I stand up and the person's never seen me stand up, they get a shock. They go, I never realised you were so tall. And I will then boom my directions to them. Sit down, mere
mortal. Yeah.
No.
Do you remember when we first met Vivi in person? One of the first things she said was, I didn't realise there was such a height difference between you two. Because when you look at us like this, it's only like 2 inches, isn't it? Where I'm 5'7.5" now, I think. And what are you? 6'4"? 6'4", yeah. So yeah, there's quite a height difference. It's sort of little and large.
Anyway, thank you very much for that inspiring segment on the AGM.
AMG, that's a sort of power thing in the Mercedes. We used to have
you
an
had
AMG,
didn't you?
Yeah.
Or is it AMD?
No, AMG.
AMG.
Yeah, I don't know what it stood for, but we had a S-Class Merc AMG.
We did, I loved that car.
Yeah. Oh, it was a lovely car.
But we couldn't afford to run it or maintain it.
Well, no, I mean, it's so expensive. Yeah.
I mean, a service on that car was £1,700.
Well, something like that, yeah. Ridiculous.
I can't afford that.
And we didn't buy it new. When I was
part of your business, wasn't it?
Well, it was part of when I left another business, yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. So, final segment of the week is what have we watched on television? It's been
Are we already there?
Yeah, it's been a bumper week for TV this week.
Has it?
Yeah, we've watched quite a few new things. Some good, some not so good.
Mm-hmm.
So let's kick off with the new season of Bosch Legacy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it started on Friday, and you found it rather tense, didn't you?
Oh, my God. Talk about tension. Talk about put you through the mill as a viewer. I mean, ridiculous.
It was quite interesting because they gave you the recap from the last series, but then the first sort of 2 or 3 minutes of this new series was rerunning the last 2 or 3 minutes of the last, which I thought was I don't usually like that, but I thought it really worked well in this instance because it did take you on. It took you further into that, what happened at the end of the last series.
Well, you had to see the struggle
you did,
that occurred, and you had to see what the outcome of that was, because that was then used for the gathering of clues.
Yeah.
Very highly recommended show, both Bosch and Bosch Legacy, on Amazon Prime.
So Bosch is on Prime, and Bosch Legacy can be watched free
on Freevee.
On Freevee, yeah.
Freevee.
Prime Freevee.
That's Freevee.
Which is the Prime channel that has adverts.
Yeah.
So you can watch Bosch Legacy for free.
We've said that.
Yeah, I was just clarifying.
So that's... Well, pardon me.
Yeah, you shouldn't have done that. That's for butting in on me, yeah.
No, it was a tortilla chip. So yeah, really good.
Yeah.
And we're
going to watch the second episode tonight.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, we are.
Maybe I'll need some
more tortilla chips.
Some, a drink or something beforehand, because frankly there was too much.
Well, you can have some non-alcoholic champagne.
Non-alcoholic champagne?
Yeah.
I don't see the point.
You do. You like it.
No. I like the non-alcoholic Prosecco.
Oh, well, yeah.
Because I've never been a huge Prosecco fan. Champagne, on the other hand.
We used to down Carver as if there was no tomorrow.
Champagne's my favourite.
Yeah, champagne. Do you remember the Bouvet we used to get? We used to be absolutely lovely.
That was
Bouvet.
Carver.
It was Carver, but it was basically made by a big champagne company.
Yeah. Anyway, we've also watched the new series Mrs. Sidhu Investigates.
Yes.
And actually I quite enjoyed it.
I think you're enjoying it more than I am.
I quite enjoyed it because I like Meera Syal.
Yeah, we all do.
And I love the concept that she's a cook, a caterer.
Yeah.
I love the fact that she drives very badly.
Yes.
Makes me laugh.
I like the fact it's based in Slough.
I like her son as well.
Yeah.
And I don't know, there's a sort of coziness about her character that I really like. So she's kind of taken me in.
Yeah, she has. I think she's taken you in more than she's taken me in.
There were a few plot holes. There were a few question marks. Things that were missed a little bit by the producers, I think. But on the whole, quite entertaining.
I'd like the cooking part of it. There's one bit in the second episode where you see her doing some cooking, and not just stirring or chopping, but actually it's sort of close-up cooking. And I think it would be better if there was more of that. But she's basically an outside caterer who goes around, just like Rosemary and Thyme used to go around doing their gardening, and wherever she goes, there's a murder. So yeah, I think it's quite fun. I think if they get offered a second series, there will be some tightening up and loosening as well.
The first episode was a little clunky. The second episode was very good. And the third episode was good.
Have we seen 3 episodes?
Yeah.
Have we?
Yeah.
Have we?
Yeah.
Have we?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have, haven't we? Yes, we have. Yeah.
I said yeah.
Yeah,
4 times.
We have. Yeah.
Anyway.
I thought the first 2 were an hour long, and the second and the third was 2 hours.
Anyway.
I'm not sure if I got that right.
Details.
Yeah. But it's on drama.
Blah blah blah.
Drama.
Blah, blah,
UK
blah.
drama.
So we also continue to enjoy RuPaul's Drag Race UK. Episode 4 was fun again.
Yeah, it's your favourite programme of the week, really, isn't it?
Well, all I can say, Paul, is thank goodness for RuPaul's Drag Race. Because, I don't know, I felt a sort of heaviness this week. Whether it's because of what's going on in the world. Alexa, please stop. The world is such a dangerous and unpleasant place in certain parts at the moment. And I think that's kind of dragged me down a little bit, because I do like to know what's going on in the world. So I do dip into the news. But yeah, I don't know. I just think that lightness is required.
Yeah, I think it is.
And RuPaul provides that light relief. In a very bright way.
Yeah.
It kind of takes you over for the period of time that you watch it. And also there is a coziness around Drag Race because it's so similar each time. The format is similar. RuPaul says the same kind of things. He guides the show along. It has a comfortable coziness that enables you to sort of warm into it.
I think the thing about RuPaul's Drag Race is it's formulaic whilst being fresh. And this is what I find sort of happens when we were watching Great Pottery Throwdown. that, it's the same. It's sort of formulaic, as is sort of Bake Off and all of these things. But they tend to lose their freshness, and I'm not sure how. I think it's because of very tight reins. RuPaul manages something which is formulaic but feels fresh every single episode.
But I think the interesting thing is it also feels homely and cosy.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a huge show.
It sort of doesn't feel like a competition either.
It doesn't feel like a huge production, even though it is. The coziness comes from the familiarity, and that constant familiarity. And it's hosted by a superstar. I mean, RuPaul we forget, he is such a big star. And I think because he is generally quite down to earth and quite homely and quite a normal guy in many ways.
I don't know, but I guess so.
I think he is, because he's full of wisdom, and I think you feel safe in his hands. I think that's why it works. With Bake Off, they change the presenters from time to time. The presenters aren't particularly superstars, really. They're small stars, small screen stars, who haven't actually been around for half the time that RuPaul has.
No, I know that.
And sometimes they
don't...
don't...
Crew Leaf.
No, the presenters, not the judges.
Oh, right, okay.
The presenters. And sometimes they fall short of the mark.
Well, of course...
Because they do random stuff that very often doesn't work.
But RuPaul is a presenter and a judge, isn't he? I mean, he's the ultimate judge, actually.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing. He is the anchor. It has a firm anchor that delivers.
Like a firm anchor.
That delivers each time. Bake Off has become, who's going to be doing it this year?
Well, we haven't watched it, have we?
No, and I don't really care to either.
He doesn't care to.
No, I don't care to watch it.
No.
So anyway, let's carry on. We've been watching a horror series called The Mist.
Yes.
The bloody Mist.
The Mist.
With the bloody stupid people. You've been making me watch this show. I'm not getting on with it. I find some of the characters are so pathetic. I mean, if a supernatural mist comes into your neighbourhood and people lock doors and say, don't go out into the mist, there's something out there killing people, what do you do?
Well,
what do you do? I'm asking you.
Well, what would you do if you were at work and I was at home?
I would stay in.
And we didn't have any internet
I
contact?
would stay in.
Oh, I'd leave you there then. Okay.
I'd
eat all the tortilla chips instead.
Because
you'd have to go into your back room and see if you've got any biscuits in the pantry.
Well, we've got cream crackers.
Cream crackers.
I could live on those for a little while. But no, listen, I would know it's a 6-minute walk to get here. I know my walk probably blindfolded. So I could probably do a good job of running.
I don't think so.
And I could probably do it in a few minutes. But I wouldn't...
I think it takes you about 4 minutes to walk, and I think it would take you 10 minutes to run.
It takes me 6 minutes to
walk. Yeah, it would take you longer to run than it would to walk. Just walk it, yeah.
There was no reason to laugh that strongly, Paul. But, no, I would weigh it up because, what would you rather have me? Alive or dead?
Well, obviously alive.
Exactly. So we'd have to wait for the mist to clear, because it's going to clear at some point.
It does clear at some point.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
But the people keep going out
into
the mist.
There's a couple of characters that I really do like. In the church, there are a good few characters in the church that I quite like. I quite like the emo guy. I think he's quite good.
No, I don't like him.
Yeah, it's a bit loose. I don't think we'll watch the end of it.
And there was some gratuitous sex.
Was
frankly,
there?
whether
Yes,
there's
there
mist
was,
or
yeah.
not,
Yeah.
there's no reason for that.
No, hard humping, yeah.
And you've been watching Sophie Grigson.
Yes, I'm a great fan of Sophie Grigson, who is a TV cook, and she's moved to Puglia in Italy 5 years ago, something like this. And she's in a small home in this in a lovely little village, and I just like what she does. I like her.
She seems like a sweet person.
Yeah, I met her once and did like her. Yeah, but it's that she was doing that wonderful cold and hot pasta dish where you do tomatoes and onions and basil cold, and you have that with hot pasta. Though she made her pasta out of frozen spinach that had defrosted, that she blitzed up and added, semolina flour to it, and she made her pasta, and they did look lovely. Yeah.
Sorry, what? She made her pasta out of spinach?
Out of like you get like lasagna sheets, green lasagna sheets are made out of spinach.
No, I know.
You've just realised that, haven't you?
But I was envisaging pasta. I thought it was just used to colour the pasta.
No, well, it does colour the pasta, but you have to put it into the semolina flour, the flour to make it.
But the spinach, there aren't leaves of spinach in green lasagna.
No, because you blitz it up.
Well, I never remember seeing bits of leaves in there either.
Anyway, she made this pasta, and it looked absolutely delicious. And of course, in those sort of whitewashed villages, any colour is sort of like, vibrant and exciting. So this dish that she was eating on her balcony of homemade spinach pasta with this cold tomato and red onion sauce was, looked lovely.
Like a salsa.
Like a salsa, yes. Yeah. You're not a fan of salsa, are you?
I'm not a fan of anything that's cold.
No,
like
gazpacho. Yeah, no. Yeah.
Oh.
I think it's happened once. We thought somebody was giving us some lovely tomato soup, and
don't. I actually do feel sick.
It was.
No, I do feel it was disgusting. I don't want to think about it because I'm going to throw up.
I don't like slimy things like summer pudding. No, don't like summer pudding.
Well, I'd rather eat a summer pudding than a gazpacho.
No. Soggy bread. And there's also that Italian thing where they do it's a salad, and they put bread in it or things, and it soaks. Nah.
Shush.
No,
Paul.
don't like that.
Oh, disgusting. We're going now.
But Sophie Grigson, I think she's lovely. Yeah.
We're going now.
Yeah.
Say goodbye.
Is that it?
Say goodbye.
Wasn't there anything else that we watched?
It's already far too long.
And we also watched Have I Got News for You?
And we also watched a Midsummer Murders episode that was filmed at the Hellfire Caves. And it was filmed... We walked up there that day and it was all cordoned off for filming. They must have been doing that because it was just after...
The pandemic.
It was during the pandemic, wasn't it?
I think it was sort of,
Just after the worst bit of the pandemic.
Yeah, the rules had sort of loosened a bit.
Yeah.
And we were able to go out and travel and visit places.
That's right. So that's on now. Lovely. Hellfire Caves, West Wickham. Yeah. Fun. Sex, orgies and drugs.
The Dashwoods. Look up the Dashwoods and
look up the Hellfire
Caves. Yeah.
Hellfire Club, Hellfire Caves.
And you've got... Have you done a mausoleum thing? Have you done a video on that?
No.
I don't know why you haven't. It's funny. We'll do one at some point.
Yeah, we'll have a visit. We'll go up there at some point. So take care, tout le bit, au revoir.
Is that it?
Say goodbye.
Bye.